everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Begin with our top stories. Today, August 14, marks exactly 14 years since Cameroon gained total control of the Bakassi Peninsula. The Green Tree Agreement led to the grounds for the effective transfer of sovereignty of Bakassi to Cameroon. And Southwest inhabitants say much is still needed to be done to bring back peace and development in the Southwest region. They were reacting following the FEED committee session of the follow-up of the implementation of the recommendations of the Measure National Dialogue, which was held over the weekend in Boya, Southwest regions of Cameroon. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Today, August 14, 2023, marks exactly 15 years since Cameroon gained total control of the Bakassi Peninsula. The Green Tree Agreement lays the groundwork for the effective transfer of sovereignty of Bakassi to Cameroon. Kejan Heratembe takes us to Bakassi 15 years on.
After the Bakassi Peninsula was retroceded to Cameroon following the Green Tree Agreement, the government was bent on carrying development to the Bakassi Peninsula area, and so a Prime Ministerial Decree of 2017 laid down the groundwork with the creation of the Bakassi Peninsula Development Project, BADEP. Some 141 priority projects were earmarked. These include decent housing, electricity, water, roads, schools, recreational facilities, agriculture, fishing, and health. Bakassi is Cameroon. 15 years after, the oil-rich peninsula is still begging for development. Though the first move by the government was to repopulate after the border conflict forced people out of the area. With the outbreak of the conflict in the southwest and northwest regions of the country, the projects were actually halted. Many people were scared to move to the area as it became risky to settle for whatever reason.
As you heard in that report, today marks exactly the 15th anniversary of the final handing over of the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon. In this newscast, we take you to Bakassi to paint a picture of that maritime area of Nzian division of the southwest region of Cameroon, where the population continue to cry for development of that area. More with our reporter, Ines Ondwambala.
This is the Bakassi Peninsula. 15 years after its final handover to Cameroon, Bakassi is a locality of Nzian division of the southwest region with a surface area of 1,000 kilometers square. The Bakassi Peninsula has an estimated population of 75,000 inhabitants whose mainstay are fishing and petty trade. Here, Cameroon and Nigerians are living peacefully because of its natural resources. The Bakassi Peninsula is faced with piracy. The fight against maritime insecurity in Bakassi is the main mission of defense and security forces, notably the Rapid Intervention Battalion, who is leaving no stone unturned to track down pirates. Between 2008 and 2023, developmental projects have seen the light of day in Bakassi, in Isangele, Kombo Abedimo, Kombo Itindi, Idiabato, and Bamuso. Schools, health centers, public buildings, roads have been constructed, notably the roads linking Mundemba to Kombo Abedimo, Isangele, passing through Edibanyanga.
We have equipment that we requested for the medical centers, all the integrated health centers, for easy access for the population to go for their medical attention. Not to talk, that's why I tell my men, give pregnant your women. There are good equipment that have come for them to put to bed and multiply this population of this our great municipality.
My general thanks is go to the general manager of FECOM, and also the Minister of Public Work, and the Minister of Minimat, and the Minister of Minipat, and the SO for constantly follow up for the realization of this project.
The fishermen village, housing for state agent in Isangele, plus telecommunication infrastructures and the supply of potable water, just to name these few, are some government realization in Bakassi.
Very appreciative to government for what is presently going on, because now you can see for yourself, we have the light, which we are very sure to maintain it.
I'm grateful by receiving this light. Light is paramount to this country, because when there is light, darkness will disappear.
Today, the people of Bakassi, as Oliver Twist, say a lot needs to be done to make Bakassi an El Dorado.
Our priority project is an embankment, which really need governments to intervene, because that project is too heavy for this council.
The construction of an embankment to preempt this locality of soil erosion gaining ground in Bakassi, plus the supply of electricity, remains the constant challenges of Bakassi inhabitants in the southwest region of Cameroon.
And the population of the southwest region of Cameroon say much is still needed to be done to bring back peace and development in that region. They were reacting following the FEED committee session of the follow-up of the implementation of the recommendations of the major national dialogue which held over the weekend in Boya. The low rate of economy in the English-speaking part of Cameroon is as a result of the collapse of the two giant industries in that part of the country. More with our reporter Ines Ondwambala.
4 years after the holding of the major national dialogue, the people of the southwest and northwest regions say much still needs to be done in the reconstruction of the English-speaking part of Cameroon damaged by the security unrest.
There's still a lot to be done, because the few who are still holding guns, who are still in the bushes, are disturbing the economic takeoff of these regions. And because of that, we still have many people who are out of their job. We have people who are facing difficulties socially and health-wise where they find themselves.
One of the main problems our population encounter is the provision of water supply, both within the urban centers and even in our urban areas.
If peace and security are gradually returning in urban areas, the hinterlands continue to pay heavy price of the crisis. Today, the socio-economic growth in the southwest and northwest region still to gain ground as compared to the high rate recorded before the crisis. It is the case of agro-industrial companies which are at the verge of collapsing.
I cannot influence it in any way, or in my own small way. We can talk to people that we are already living with consequences of instability. It has taken us backward, educationally, economically, maybe even spiritually, because there are people who abandon their churches that does not even operate as of now.
If some of the resolutions, I think I could say even all, if all of them are implemented, there are some of those guys, the Amber and their supporters, who will always look for an excuse to say no. You see what I would like to put it, they'll keep on changing the goalposts. So it is not a matter of implementing all the resolutions, because that, as I've said, you have some of the Amber and their supporters who have used this and are using this crisis now for a money-making venture.
Although the Prime Minister's visit to the southwest region reiterates government willingness to redynamize the economic sector of the northwest and southwest region, there is need for collaboration of the population and the full implication of early in the crisis for the return of peace and stability.
And barely 2 weeks to the start of a new school year, teachers have not given up in the face of their demands. They are all organizing themselves to better present their demands to the government for better working conditions. It was during a training workshop of the Network of Trade Union Teachers of Central Africa that their intentions were made clear. They intend to lead a fight against harassment and violence within the school milieu, but also against precarious, which determines the lives of teachers. Let's take a listen to this interview.
We want teachers to have enough material to be able to impact the lives of these learners. Learners should not just be classroom learners. They should be those learners who will be able to prove what they have learned through their primary, secondary, and high school levels. So after this training, we'll be able to multiply the trainings to our other colleagues. Who are acclaimed in our country.
In the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, where 130 peer educators of the 8 free holidays campaign are reaching out to further their status, enthusiasm, like adhesion. The other, as we tell you more in the following report with Chelsea Kowan and Manuel Manga.
Their mission is to reach out to many of their peers, educating, sensitizing them on the need to know their serological status as far as HIV/AIDS is concerned. And many youth and adults alike responded positively for the free test, exercised at the Miboma neighborhood, like the Central Post Office in Yaoundé.
Fine.
Practical lessons on how to prevent cells through the use of preservatives and the safe use demonstrated.
I put my head on the head of the penis.
Through gentle and subtle manner, they try to catch the attention of the public. The AIDS-free holiday campaign journey is not without challenges.
Authorization. There seems my child have not yet have sexual intercourse.
Since the campaign started over a week ago, some 1,000 persons have shown up for the free test. Negative, like positive cases, have been registered. Tuesday, the team will be at Obala, Wednesday at Acacia, Thursday at Carrefour de l'Amitié, and Friday this week at Ntui.
And stakeholders in the travel, transport, and logistics sectors in Cameroon have expressed the need to ameliorate their services, especially in customer service. The mates in Douala to share best practices on customer experience in the sector. The forum was the first bringing together stakeholders in all those sectors. More in the following story.
Customer service is primordial for the growth of the transport and logistics sectors, be it on the air, land, rail, or maritime. Innovative strategies that will trigger the growth of the economy in sub-Saharan Africa.
Because we are in the transport industry, as passenger transporting airline and the cargo transporting airline, we are interested in travel and logistics. And this is very important from customer point of view, to share experiences and benchmark from each other, learn from each other, and work to ameliorate.
Gathered in Douala, August 11, 2023, for the first ever summit on travel, transport, logistics, and customer experience, experts in different sectors shared challenges faced.
Are talking about speed, customers are talking about comfort, customers are talking about security and safety. We see lately we've had a lot of unfortunate incidents like accidents in this sector. How are these companies in this sector ensuring that the customer experience becomes a better one, that all these challenges are handled, and we can proudly say as Africans that we have a vibrant and very profitable transport and logistics industry?
Difficulties in meeting deadlines, because we sell time. We sell speed, we sell rapidity and accuracy. So it's basically that we expose here today.
Major highlights were also on best practices and bench making to improve productivity.
You want to enhance performance, a sector by sector performance. It is good to bring in the heads of different sectors of the same group. They identify their challenges together and we try to work it out together so that we will have a macro effect.
The Transport Logistic Customer Experience Forum in Cameroon is a pioneer platform for stakeholders of transport and logistics sectors to come together, network, learn industry trends, and above all, inspire themselves on customer experience best practices.
Small and medium-sized enterprise skills, lack of capital, networking, and which experts say contribute enormously to the collapse, were at the center of a workshop that brought businessmen in Douala. More in the following story.
These men and women operate small-scale businesses. They are strategizing on how to protect their businesses. Unfortunately, as small and medium-sized enterprises, they still face a lot of difficulties to survive.
As an entrepreneur and someone that just started a business, we generally face a lot of challenges, which goes to financial challenges, management of your business itself, management of your personnel.
50% of SMEs disappear within the first 2 years. Only about 5% goes over to 5 years. And what we discovered was the management systems were not in order, and that distorted the business ecosystem within the country.
These challenges are the major hindrance of SMEs in Cameroon, pushing many to win out in a spell of 3 years.
Is to reinforce the SMEs with capacities where they can do a good mastery of their business ecosystem and their business plan, accounting structures. With marketing, because you cannot produce without selling. Once they have this mastery of this activity, we think they can survive even after 5 years.
At the workshop in Douala, experts diagnosed several problems and provided strategies for their survival.
And I've been able to learn a lot. Learn about human resource management, learn about how to manage my liquidity, learn about digital transformation, learning about marketing and sales. So all this has really helped me to be well equipped.
In Cameroon, SMEs contribute 36% to gross domestic product and make up 90% of businesses in Cameroon and employ 60% of the population. More reasons why daily strategies are needed from experts in the domain for survival of SMEs in Cameroon.
And out of Cameroon, we take you to Niger, where coup leaders have announced they will prosecute the post of President Mohamed Bazoum for high treason and undermining security of the state. The statement issued late Sunday came barely hours after they indicated they were open to dialogue with West African nations to resolve the mounting regional crisis. If the overthrown ex-president was found guilty, Bazoum could face a third penalty, according to Niger Penal Code. International pressure is also growing on the junta to release and reinstate Bazoum immediately after the coup. The West African regional bloc ECOWAS gave the regime 7 days to return him to power and threatened military force if it did not happen, a deadline which came and went with no action. And we equally take you to South Africa, where unemployment rate is nearly 33%, which is considered, according to the United Nations, as a ticking bomb likely to cause political instability. More than half of the youths are unemployed, leading to rising levels of poverty and inequality, which fuels social ills. The country has been urged to take urgent action to transform its economy to prevent the unemployment rates from reaching nearly 40% by 2030. Gathered for you for this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal, the International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is the brief with Mathieu Fango, as we may be back same time tomorrow. Good night.